Hey Belgrade Beat, this is Eric on the streets of, not Belgrade this time, but I'm right now in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, California on a business trip. And yeah, I just wanted to reflect on the difference in the lifestyle that I have in Belgrade and the North American standard lifestyle, because a lot of people from Belgrade seem to think that the North American lifestyle is to be idealized or something like that. And I guess to some extent it is, in the way that it builds prosperity and that there's jobs and all this stuff. So this is a particularly affluent part of, maybe one of the most affluent parts of the United States, certainly the most affluent I've ever seen. And, well, basically, you can't do anything here without a car. And this is actually, when I'm in Belgrade, I basically almost never use a car, almost never use a cab. I take buses everywhere and use my bicycle and walk. You can't do that here. Everything is car oriented. Everything is parking, everything is sitting in traffic, everything is like that. So, I've enjoyed my time here because a lot of the stuff that I'm into, like healthy food and business, thrives here. I'm here meeting clients for my business support venture, and we run an IT outsourcing business, and we hire people around the world to work remotely for places like California. And yeah, of all the places in the United States, I would say that this is the one that I like the best in terms of just the vibe of stuff that I've been, because like New York City is just like so stressful and everything, and a lot of the places are really run down in some places, and this just seems to have a cool to it. And yeah, I was staying in Venice Beach. Yeah, but how does it compare to my life in Belgrade? Well, I just feel that my life in Belgrade is just a much better lifestyle decision than being in a place like this. Certainly from the money perspective, it's a lot cheaper. So just to give you an idea of how expensive things are here. So a beer in the bar, a pint, half a liter of beer, costs 900 dinars or $9, and you're expected to give a tip of 200 dinars or $2. Now, it's possible to make lots of money here, but if there's any way that you can make a decent amount of money over the internet like I do, then Belgrade just hands down has a much better lifestyle. You can have a nice apartment in the city center for not much money. The food is a lot better in Belgrade. There's a lot more real food, and a lot cheaper as well. Like the food that I eat in Belgrade is like top of the top of the top that I can get anywhere. Cured meats, fine cheeses. Serbia makes all these wonderful things. One thing they really do have more of here is organic vegetables, but the vegetables in Serbia are close enough to organic as it stands. And I just feel like it's just like the magic of Serbia is it gives you a high-class, stylish lifestyle that in some ways, and if you live in the right place, and can be as elegant as Beverly Hills, but it gives it to you at maybe like a seventh of the cost, maybe a fifth of the cost it will cost you here. And another thing that I don't like about the American lifestyle is everything is always plus tax, plus tip, plus this charge and that charge, and it's like the whole society is a layer of scam over scam. Commercial enterprises have lots of hidden charges and all of that stuff, and well, it's just not really fun to never know how much things are going to cost. Whereas in Serbia, you pay the price, and that's the price usually. If you want to give a little extra in a restaurant or something, the waiting staff appreciates it, but they don't demand it or look at you with dirty looks if you don't give them extra. I like to be the guy in Belgrade that tips a lot. Well, because, those people don't make that much money in a lot of bars unless they get good tips. So same philosophy applies, but in Belgrade they actually appreciate it. Whereas here it's like if you don't leave 20% on top, or at least 10, they're like, if it's 10%, they're like, did I do something wrong? And yeah, it's just like, what else? People here are like roses. They're It's kind of the opposite of Belgrade people, where Belgrade people can be really prickly on the outside immediately, and then when you start talking to them, they warm up to you. But here, people are really nice on the surface, but then they're like a rose, where you touch them, and then you get the thorn in your finger. Or if you try to interact with them, yeah, boom, prickly. So that's pretty much it, folks. I mean, I've enjoyed my time here. I said before, my philosophy is to avoid the cold winter in Belgrade, and this is basically what I'm doing here, visiting the clients. I was in Thailand before this. I'm going back to Thailand next week. Then I'm back to Belgrade in December, going to Canada, which is actually close to here. So I'm going around the world almost. And yeah, since I started building this business, it's like, yeah, why not fuck off from Serbia in the winter? Why not leave Europe when it gets cold? That works for me. I wish there was like some way you could have this weather year round in Belgrade like you do in Colombia or here and places like that. But that's just not the situation, folks. So that's not what we're doing. And yeah, I mean, I'll be back in Serbia for a longer time, to actually stay there and live my life in Serbia again in April. So I don't know what's going to happen with the channel, but I hope I'm going to be able to keep enough content coming out that's sort of Serbia related, that gives Serbian people perspective on the world, on their own country, other places, and all of that stuff. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this look at the poshest, most wealthy part of the United States. I'll catch you guys later. Bye now.